Join me in this episode where I take you to the famous Dune de Pilat and around the Bay of Arcachon, famous for its oysters. We'll also experience the true French weather. Hello, I'm Jo. Now, it's been a tough few years for us all, but throw in my rapidly depleting hormones and you'll soon realise why John packs me off most weekends with a bottle of wine and sends me on my way. But apart from that, I'll take you on lots of adventures and journeys around the UK and Europe. So to join me in the future, remember to hit that subscribe button. Now, it might not look like it from this video, but last year this area of France was devastated by forest fires during the heatwave of July 2022. The fire was actually started by a vehicle that had an electrical fault, and due to weeks of no rain, the fires burned for 11 days and ravaged more than 15,000 hectares of forest, burned down homes, hotels, and most of the campsites in the area, and over 30,000 people were evacuated from their homes. It took over 2,000 firefighters and 8 water bombers to put out the fires, and access to the Dune de Pilat was also closed, and the visitor centre, as you'll see today, is now being rebuilt. Now, a little bit of information about the dune. So the Dune de Pilat is the biggest sand dune in Europe, and it stands over 100 metres high over the Atlantic Ocean, just 70 miles southwest of Bordeaux. Our campsite last night at Camping Canadienne, and you can see that in my previous video, I'll put the link in the top corner, is approximately 20 minutes drive away from the dune. Well, I'm not sure if it will pick up on camera today, but imagine standing next to Blackpool Tower. This dune is 2/3 of the height . The first test of character is parking up. Unfortunately, because of the forest fires, the car parks, the visitor centre at the dune were left devastated. So, yeah, you just park up there, right, to the dune. So the first part of the dune is walking through the sand, wear flip-flops so you can take them off. Ooh. Wear barefoot. We haven't even got to the dune yet. I've just asked John if this is going to be like climbing cat bells again, but the sand version, and I'm not joking, it even warns you. Have we overestimated ourselves? Yes, it's also 9 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't suggest coming up here in the height of the afternoon in July. At least there's a nice breeze, John. What I was actually trying to point out, but because of the wind, the camera didn't pick it up, was the beach over the bay that is Cap Ferret, or as I was calling it at the time, in a Yorkshire accent, Cap Ferret. And the bit that you can see next to John over the bay is where we're heading over later today, and that is the Bay of Arcachon. This is well known as an oyster region. Right, John, this is the way down. As daunting as it initially was, I'd say it's more Mantor than Cat Bells though. It wasn't as bad.
Nope.
But you definitely need to be quite fit to get up there, isn't it? The hardest bit's the bit, I mean, we've both got knackered cruise shirts, but the hardest bit's getting actually through the sand dunes, not the steps. So when you get to the bottom of the visitor centre, lots of building work going on. The visitor centre was also victim of the fire last year, but looks like some nice places. There's a cafe, what else did we see? Oyster bar, smoothies, ice creams, yeah, and some buildings that we weren't sure if they looked like they might be apartments that you might be able to rent. They were doing a lot of the campsites on the drive over, weren't they?
Yeah, they're getting rebuilt in time for July.
Yeah.
Peak summer season.
Peak summer season, innit? But yeah, definitely one off the bucket list. That's it. Yeah.
That's already going to be top 3 for this holiday.
We're only on day 2 or day 3. I don't even know how many days. I was driving for about 7. We'd originally planned to stop at the Air in Arcachon for a little bike ride into the city, but as we drove up and parked up in the Air, it was just one of those that you know that feeling, it wasn't for us. So we just decided to carry on driving. Well, that was after we spent 30 minutes in a small traffic jam. We decided to carry on driving further round the Bay of Arcachon towards a small town called Claouey, and a fantastic park up right next to the municipal site. Welcome to Claouey. We're at an Air. It's a free Air park up. There are facilities over there. We're not sure about stopping overnight yet, it's a bit busy, but look what we've got out. It's time to go for a bike ride. Don't worry, John will catch up. Welcome to Claouey. Over on the other side of the bay, you've got Arcachon, where we drove through this morning. Stunning town, city, just not very motorhome friendly. But apparently this bay is the oyster catching bay, or oyster fishing bay, and you can tell because it feels really rich. But just over there, if you see that, just right behind that boat that is directly in the middle of the screen, you can see the Dune de Pilat that we walked up this morning. Now that is the highest hill all around, so that gives you some idea of exactly how big that dune is. Oh, I'm quite warm. At least it's not full sunny.
It's only 26.
Only 26, yeah, I can feel it. The mugginess is something else. It's proper muggy. It's the oysters. And the kitchens for the oyster preparations. It doesn't smell fishy though. Wowzers. I don't like seafood, and I definitely don't like the idea of oysters. John would probably love it. Oh, the bags of oysters, all where they'll have grown them out at sea.
A few hours later.
So we were happily sat by the pool, and it started having a bit of just a shower. So we decided to get dressed and have a wander into Arez. We're in Arez. Arez. But let's be honest, don't go by our pronunciation, because so far I've taken to Weasel, Cat Ferret. Yeah. And more than likely we'll just end up going somewhere for a beer. Arras has got its very own Blockbuster, and it looks like it might have closed at the same time as Blockbusters. Well, it's a very busy town. Now, this area is similar to where we went when we went to Claouey. I haven't seen a bottle of wine that big. They had one in that oyster bar when we were in there.
They were massive. They were like, it must have been the house wine that was getting served all day like that.
Is it open? Let's see if there's a bottle of somewhere.
Bonjour.
Just walking up to the promenade castle, and in the distance I'm pretty sure I can see a UFO. Turns out it's not a UFO, it's like a, what do you call it, a memorial kind of thing to Monsieur le Maire Christian Raymond, who toured around the planet on a voyage of the universe.
Well translated.
I know. Is it time for a beer now? Right, it's time to do a beer taste test, John. Oh, and he's the shades, look at that. What a cool dude. Beer?
C'est quoi?
Oh, nice. That means it's cold, doesn't it? Oh, I'm good at this.
It is.
And just as we say that, the sun's come out. Cheers. Oh, it's lovely. I'm by the pool in the rain. We just managed to run back from the swimming pool, get the top.
Can you hear you?
Get the top roof lights closed and get the awning out before it ended up like this. I mean, there is literally a river running down the campsite there. Just John, come to this side and I'll take a look at that. I love France! Good morning from France. I didn't have much time to vlog yesterday. Well, actually, it's because the pool was busy. Great night's sleep. As you'll see, we've had some brilliant weather. And not brilliant, but actually, that's just what we needed. It was really needed just to clear the air. But here is what €19 we paid for this site. Again, last night, ACSI. And this is the pool area. So we were sat there last night until about 8:30. The pool closes at 9. I don't know if you can see that, but the trees are actually steaming from all the rain. So great shower block. There is washing machines, washing facilities. The shower blocks are unisex, if anybody's bothered by that. It doesn't really bother me. Lots going on this morning at camp because everywhere is extremely flooded. But as you can see, 10 minutes ago it was torrential rain and absolutely, it just blows over. There's also this fab little barbecue area. So, because you're not allowed barbecues at your pitch because of the risk of fire. But not only that, look, there's a herb garden open to the public. Cut them with a knife if you're going to take any herbs. Look at this. I can hear it, I just can't see it. Oh, it's bubbling. What an absolute installation.